Hey guys, today I'm here with Olivier Roland, a famous
Hello.
a famous blogger on the French space. Oliver, in one video we shot an interview in Brazil.
Yeah.
In fact, he was actually telling how he went to become a guy that does around 30 million euros per month
Not
blogging.
30 millions.
Sorry, 30,000 millions. Maybe it's
Not 30,000. 30,000.
30,000 euros a month blogging, and he's like an expert in blogging. But that's not why we're shooting this interview. In fact, I was telling in a video before, if you search for O Segredo da Parte, 3, it is a video that I shot before, and I just realized that if you don't speak English, you never found it. Don't speak Portuguese, you never find this video. But if you search for this video, you will see that we are stuck in the Denver airport. We were like doing a mastermind trip, and there was some bad weather conditions, and our plane couldn't catch our connection to the runway.
Yeah.
And the good thing is that I was in the same plane.
It's total surprise, right?
Yes.
I was on my computer and Erico just arrived and he said, it was awesome.
It was awesome. and then we thought, how can we make the best of this time? And we are traveling to Durango to do a mastermind. And in fact, it's pretty interesting. But while I was sitting nearby Oliver, I said, hey Oliver, you just did a launch.
I did.
And why don't you tell me what, because launching, everyone put his own spices. Everyone, after you start launching a lot, you try to perfect it. So he just did an awesome launch, and we decided to record this interview while we wait for our plane to Durango. We have like 2 hours, and to understand what are the secrets behind this special launch from Oliver. So Oliver, first of all, thank you as well.
Yeah, thank you.
I know we have nothing else to do apart from doing this interview.
Whatever.
But tell me about what is the product you launched recently?
Okay, so the product I launched is my main course about blogging. So it's a course that basically teach you how to use a blog to grow your company, or how to create a company while creating your blog on internet, how to make a lot of money with your blog.
Okay, right. And let's give some numbers for people to understand. This is a little bit of a contest, to give a little bit of a contest.
Yeah.
In the first time you launched this product, what was the size in sales of this particular product?
The very first time it was like around 400,000 euros. The second time it was my best launch so far, 580,000 euros. And then I did a lot of relaunch with exactly the same videos, exactly the same email. On each time it did less than the previous.
Yes.
So I did the third made half of the second,
Yes.
and the fourth made 2/3 of the third. So it was going like that.
It was going like that.
Yeah.
And in fact, this is for a lot of people it feels bad, or feel wrong, but at the same time, the good thing about launching is that he's actually repeating exactly the same videos, same emails as well.
Yeah, some emails.
Same emails, same videos.
With a few tweaks, but
So if you think about, he actually did X on the first launch, and whatever he does in the second one, it comes without effort.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like
I'm a lifestyle businessman, right? I design my business, so it gave me a lot of lifestyle, a great lifestyle. I just went 2 months into the Philippines. It was awesome, and basically when I try to always look at what are the things that can bring me the maximum result without a lot of effort. So the 20/80 rules, right?
Incredible. But now you did something on your launch.
Yeah.
Your recent launch. How much did your recent launch did?
560,000 euros.
506,000 euros. And how much this is more from the previous one?
So I just changed one video on 4.
Yes.
So no, I had 5 videos actually. Only one was changed, the PLC one, and that's all. And I did a few different things, but basically the content was the same.
Awesome. And this is actually what we want to explore this interview. What are the things that he did on his last launch that makes him perform maybe twice as much as the previous one? Maybe?
Even more.
Yeah. And that's what we're exploring. We have even a cheat sheet here so that we can see. So Oliver, that's cool, right? So what are the things that you did in this launch that you actually think that made a difference?
All right, the first thing I did, which I didn't do before, was RTX. So it's basically, I think you know.
The Atrix, for those who don't know, is like a technique of collecting testimonials that I teach on product launch Fórmula Brazil, so Fórmula de Lançamento. Yeah.
And it was very effective because in 4 days I got 26 awesome testimonials and videos, and I used them a lot during the launch, and it made a big difference because if people watch videos in a launch and they watch the same videos, but you have 20, 30, 40 videos of people saying, yeah, it's awesome, I got this and this result and it changed my life and everything. Of course, in the second case, people will be more excited, will trust you more because they will see all these people that say that you're great and your course is great, and it made a big difference.
Okay, great. So first, take note, the R2X, right? So I teach this on Product Launch Formula, and if you don't know exactly what it is, it's about collecting testimonials about the product. So if you don't know, if you don't use exactly the R2X technique, you can also collecting testimonials make the difference. So what else did make a difference in this particular launch that you kind of really think that moved the bar?
Yeah, so I reshot the PLC one. The first PLC one was a case study of my best student in front of the Taj Mahal in India. It was an awesome video, but I use it too much. I feel that almost half of the planet already sees this video, so it was time to change it. And so I decided to, instead of one case study, to put 4 case studies in this video.
So instead of one case study in your first video, you put 4 case studies.
4 case studies.
So it's like you're leveraging proof. So
exactly.
You're making.
So I had the R2X and this PLC one with 4 case studies of really awesome bloggers that did a lot, that had a lot of success, and saying, hey, it's because I'm a student of Blogger Pro and it changed my life. And of course that plus R2X made a big difference because, it just proof. Proof is the best way to convince someone that what you say is true. When you say something and you have like 35 people saying, yeah, it's true in videos, it have a way bigger impact.
Wow. And by the way, that case study of the Taj Mahal, is it open or is it closed?
No, it's not on internet. Perhaps I should publish it, right?
Well,
because it's a piece of history, right?
It's a piece of history.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, he actually traveled to India to meet one of his students who actually make a life of, if I'm not wrong, publishing a photo blog, right?
He have a blog about photos. It doesn't publish photo. It just teach people how to do proper photo. Yes.
Perhaps I should see if is it in French, right?
Yeah, it's in
So
French.
no way for me. But yeah, awesome. And how much money does he make in the time of the case study?
He made. He just did his first launch and he made 8,000 euros in his first launch. At the time, it seemed huge, right? But now we just see that and we think, oh, okay, just 8,000. Well, it was just the beginning.
And what level do you think he's now?
The last launch he did, he made 240,000 euros in his launch.
In the niche of taking
photos. Yeah.
Photos.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's really cool to see people doing these launches and making them working like things like taking photos as well. So it's awesome. Now, what else do you think that it made the difference on this launch?
I did 3 webinars and they made about 30% of the sales.
So you got the W effect, right?
Oh, big time.
Okay.
And I had multiple spike in the middle of the launch, so it's even better than W.
The W effect is when you have, usually the launch is very high in sales on the first day because it's opening. It's very high in sales on the last day. In the middle, people try to do the W effect, which bringing a little bit of a high. But what? Yeah. Okay, if you were to explain to people in the other side of the camera, what exactly did you do in your webinars? Tell me a little bit.
All right, so it's a bit complicated because the previous launch I did before this big one was a launch about a course about webinars. So first, I became very good at webinars because I taught it, right? The best way to learn about something is to teach it. or I'm not saying if you're a complete beginner to begin to teach to people because you don't have any background, but if you have a bit of experience, if you teach to people that have less experience than you, it is the best way to learn very fast.
I think Eben Pagan said that the best way of actually knowing that you know is actually when you explain to someone else, and and they get it.
You have to structure your thoughts. You have to do it in a way that people can understand, and so it makes you motivated to go deeply into a lot of subjects that you just you know that you have to dig into it, but you don't have time or you don't want to take the time. But when you do a course about it, of course you want to take the time because you want to give the best to the people. So it makes you just dig deeply into the subject, and you learn a lot of things, very interesting things. So I did 3 webinars. So I teach what the structure of the webinars, what I do exactly.
Yes. But before you do that, let me just say one thing that I got present. Yeah, when I actually start teaching the formula, my launches start to perform even better. I did 80 launches, but you're right. 80, wow, yeah. And this last one just made history because it actually did more than the previous 3 combined. And the amount of this is awesome.
Man,
yes,
you're the king in Brazil.
But let me share something, because I think there was a couple of things that I overlooked because I had to teach it from ground up for a lot of times, and this is the 3rd time I teach it. You actually start seeing things that when you learn, you just skip it because I think this is not too much of important, right? Exactly. But when you teach it, you know that you cannot just skip it because people will, have to test everything. So I can really relate to that. So here's the thing that you might write it down. Start explaining, and maybe you don't have to do a course, but start explaining what you learned to someone else and see if they get it. Because if you explain it, you know it, and you have to dig deeper. So interesting. But yes, I would like you to give some tips on web. You are the webinar guy. You did the W effect, 30%. So what actually, if you have a couple of minutes to explain, what are the key things on your webinars that made the difference?
Well, first there is the structure of the webinar. You don't have to be a good seller. I'm a very bad seller in face-to-face. But if you create a webinar that follows a structure that sells, it will sell, all right? Assuming you have an irresistible offer on the product that people really want. So the structure I use is very simple. I call it ECOS for introduction, content and value, irresistible offer and sales.
So introduction, content and value. The offer, the irresistible offer,
and sale.
And the sale.
So it will be too long to really dig deep into it, but basically just introduction, you announce what you will teach them in the webinar, you present yourself, then content and value, you give your best tips to help the people that are following you to resolve their biggest problem or frustration in your domain. So for example, if you have a blog about photos, you explain to people, I don't know, the five tricks to make a great photo even if you're a total beginner, for example. And so you really want to give great content. You want that even people that will not buy your product will leave the webinar very happy. All right, it's very important. All right, and even if you put aside the human aspect of it, business-wise, it's smart to do that because some people will love your content, they will want to buy your product, but they can't at this time for a lot of reasons. They don't have money, they don't have time, they're not sure they are ready, and they will be motivated to buy the product from you a few months after or a few years after. But if you give them bad content, they're gone and they will perhaps never show up again. So you really want to give a lot of great content. And giving great content is a way. If you sell information product, it's the best way for you to prove that you really know what you talk about and to prove to them that you're a good teacher, which is very important because if you sell a course, people want to know if you're a good teacher or not. Perhaps you're very good at what you do, but perhaps you're bad at teaching it, right? So if you people can see in the webinars that you teach, you are a good teacher, they will be more likely to buy, of course, right?
Yeah. So now one question that I get a lot of from my students that you just did a launch, and the launch has 3 videos of content. In your launch, when you did a webinar, is the content that you taught on the webinar in your particular launch the same as the pre-launch content video?
It's almost the same, yes.
And don't you get people saying, hey, but this is the same content you already taught me on videos?
Well, I have a few, but it's really a minority. The fact is, I really think in education, one of the main key is repetition, right? And a lot of people, you know, they didn't see all the videos. Perhaps they only saw like 1 or 2 videos, or perhaps they just saw part of all the videos, not all the videos. They forgot about some key concepts, so you just teach them again. Of course, you don't want to do a copy and paste. You want to adapt it a little bit, and they can ask you questions in real time. So it's more fun, it's interactive, but you can teach approximately the same content. It's not a problem.
And this is great. And one thing I like about you, Oliver, and that I think makes you exceptionally different, and yet exceptionally efficient or awesome, let's say. Awesome is actually that you are the guy that you are very energy efficient.
I try to.
Yes,
be, yeah.
yes, and it's part. Whoever follows you in the French space knows that you're always about talking about the 80-20 rule. Sorry, 20-80 rule, the 20% that make 80% of the results, yep. And you're very energy efficient. And this is again me catching another energy efficient you. It's like you produced some great content, and now you're re-delivering that great content live in a webinar, and you're making more of this great content, which is.
Absolutely.
So basically, whoever has the opportunity to meet you knows this, and this is the guy that I mean, from a lot of guys that lives the lifestyle business, and for example, I work a lot, and it's part of, I work a lot, I love what I do and stuff like that. But when I meet Olivier, he's the real deal, where he actually goes, he goes into the really deep rules of the 4-hour work week from Tim Ferriss.
I try to. Yeah.
Is one of the only guys that I know that interviewed Tim Ferriss himself. Yeah. By the way, is the interview in English?
Yes, absolutely.
If people want to find it, what do they have to type?
The title is in French, but
your name and Tim Ferriss maybe.
Yeah. My name and Tim Ferriss, and you will find it absolutely on YouTube. Wow. Yeah.
This is great. So a couple of things that I actually got from this interview. Repetition is key. I actually got present, and when I actually repeat it, I actually get things that takes to the other level. Second thing that I got is like energy efficient, exploring more, making this content like you do with the webinar.
Yeah.
And do you have any more tips that actually made, just to close this, any other tip? Maybe that we have a cheat sheet here.
Yeah, right. No.
Well, maybe you can talk about the pop-up.
Oh yeah.
Well, just to say, like a tip to close it, and
everyone should do it, because when you do a launch, okay, after the pre-launch, you open cart, right? So you have basically a sales video or a sales page, and a lot of people will go to see the sales video on the sales page and will end up not buying. Yeah, I know it's very sad, but even if you do 10% conversion rate, which is awesome, it still means that 90% of people will not buy your product, right? Yeah, I know it's heartbroken, but it's like it's life, right? So the fact is, you want to try to catch a part of the people, a lot of the people that will leave your page, and a lot of people will leave your page without buying, right? So what you want to do is to put an exit pop-up on your sales page. So what it means?
On the sales page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what it means is, if someone go to your sales page and say, no, I'm not interested, and he close the page, a pop-up appears saying, hey, are you sure you want to close the page, because we want to show you something awesome? And the technique I use is I take the PLC, so the videos
the videos on the pre-launch?
Exactly, the videos of the pre-launch. I put them on one page, so you can see all the videos on one page, and under each video you have a link to buy the product. And so when people go to the sales page and click on exit, and you have a pop-up saying, hey, are you sure you want to exit, because I want to show you 4 awesome videos that are still free, you can still watch them. And if people say, okay, they can watch the 4 videos of the PLC, and if they are motivated, they can buy the product. The fact is, if I remember correctly, the last test I did, 44% of people that wanted to exit the sales page said, yes, okay, I want to see the videos. So, okay. which is great. And then on them, like I I had a conversion rate of about a bit less than 2%, which is awesome. Because
let me just summarize this. So basically, to see if I understood.
Yeah.
So you have the sales page, right? The sales page has the sales video, right? And the person goes to the sales page and watch the sales video, and some of them may not buy. And then they click. When they click to go, you show a pop-up and say, hey, would you like to look up my awesome other videos about this thing?
Exactly.
And they may say yes. In your case, 44% of the people who saw that pop-up said yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So when they click yes, they go to another page.
Yeah.
And you prepare that other page with all your pre-launch content videos, all your videos, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Below the videos, there was the button to buy.
Yeah.
And then 2% of the people of
about
the,
yeah.
about 2% of the people
of the 44%.
of the 44%, which is about 1% of the whole thing.
Which is awesome.
Which is
when you add 1% conversion rate, is like crazy, right?
Yeah, my last launch converted at 4.9.
So if
so
you add
1% is like 25% more cash in the bank.
Awesome.
This is great. And then, in your case, 2% bought the product after they look at it.
Yeah.
And did you have that throughout the whole launch open card period?
Yeah.
This okay.
And you know
or
what?
open day as well?
Yeah, an open day. Since the first minute. Actually, what is great about this technique is it's a 2080 technique. Do you know how long it takes to do that? 10 minutes maximum, right?
Yes.
You just reuse your content in a new and creative way. That's all. So, and I love to do that. Yeah.
Oliver, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope it's for you guys has been so enriching. I'm learning a lot. It's been great to be sitting nearby and you in the airplane now, being stuck on the airport with you, and it's great that we're. And I would like to thank you for the generosity, actually sharing the bits and pieces that has actually made your launch go to the next level. Thank you very much, Oliver.
Bye.
Bye bye.